Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Finally get back on the car again. It's been a few weeks as life got in the way, taking care of some stuff around the house and other things. But I'm going to get started on cutting the floor pan out, taking advantage of a nice 65-degree day here in February in the garage. Do some stuff around, wash the cars, got the salt off. So anyways, I'm trying some chemical spray down in there for a rust remover on the stuff that I want to keep, just because I had never tried it. Then what the hell? So if I got to cut it out, replace it, now it's time to try that fun stuff. So anyways, what I'm going to do is, up along here, that's where the splice is for the floor. That goes to the firewall itself. I'm going to cut along the inside there, up along the inside, just right before the inner rocker. And then when it comes to the torque box, I need to leave the frame rails. As you can see, they aren't in the best shape. I knew that from day one, but the problem is they don't sell just this portion here. You got to either buy the back half, which usually is pretty bad. For this car, good figure, it's not. Just in here is really bad. I'm pretty sure if I had like a brake or something like that, I could make my own. But at this point, might as well replace it, because don't have power we're going to put through the car. Anything to help with the car structural integrity will be a bonus. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drill hole here, hole there, and hole along here, and up on the other side here. So I know where the torque box is at when I go to cut the floor out, because I'm going to probably cut this back half out up inside the car. Same and do the same thing with the bottom. But for cutting the majority out, I'm just going to get a sawzall, or at least a cutoff wheel, and just cut along here, sawzall through there, sawzall through that brace, and then probably cut off wheel around that from the inside. And for people wondering why we're replacing the whole floor pan, I'm putting patches in there, down in there, and they turn out okay, but I didn't have the amount of tools that I have now to make it better. I used to have a lot more, but now I don't. Or now I used to have a lot more move. Now didn't have a lot, but now I have a lot again. But instead, yeah. But anyways, back to the point. Did the patches. Need to do up in here. All that's bad. The receipt pan's bad. That's bad. I mean, honestly, this would have been a perfect car for a back half car, but I didn't feel like getting into a back half of a car at all whatsoever. Been there, done that, over it. So yeah, I guess you get a little bit of a review of the floor pan and how I go about it. I guess I'll get this up on the pedestal or the tripod, drill the holes, find my sawzall, and get to the cutting. Got the holes drilled like I was talking about there, so I can, like I said, when I go to the other side, I know exactly where I need to cut. So I just cut along the inside here, along the torque boxes. The one thing I did notice though was from the factory. Let's get down here. Never welded it through here. Oops, too right. Let's see, change that. There we go. Check that out. It's completely not welded at all from the factory from there. Guess what? It's going to be this time. Just thought that was pretty neat to see. Alright, here we go up on the pedestal. We get this thing on the tripod, and I'll get cutting with the cutoff wheel up probably along the front there. just slip it on here, cut across the bottom, put a new blade in, and then I cut this off later, so that way it can hang, it doesn't fall on me when we're cutting the bottom out. Alright, so the reason why I'm cutting this out in sections is the new floor plan is going to sit on this ledge here. This was a repair patch. Actually, I have a new patch coming in that's to replace this one because this one's pretty beat up. Should be here next week. Cut along here, just to the aft side of it, for the flange where it overlaps the firewall. And the same thing with here, that way I can take it off and weld it straight down to here. Also along the bottom, or not bottom, along the driver's side and a rocker here, I could go along, grind the welds that I put in there from the patch, and then grind the spot welds along here, and that way I can just take a little bit of piece off, a piece at a time off, instead of trying to do it all at once with the old floor pan in there. It's also the same with the torque boxes. Where they're at, I want to just take my time cutting this off and get the old torque boxes out. The reason why I want to do that is the frame rails are still in the same place where they need to be. So at least when I know when I can replace them, they're giving I could get them back in the same spot, back to a good configuration. So that's why I cut around it, took my time, and all that fun stuff. All right, I guess I'm going to time to get down to the find myself a little seat, start grinding that stuff out down along the bottom there. Try to get this all apart, and then when I go to do this side, I'll flip it over. I can do the passenger side. I'll flip it over and do the same thing. Well, there it is as I'm cleaning up a little bit. You look crazy with the Sawzall right about there. So I got to actually weld that up. Weld up a few holes that I drilled through to get the spot welds, clean off the side there. And I know I said earlier in the video about the torque boxes, keeping them. I screwed up. I don't really screw up. It's just I didn't think all the way through, and finally eventually thought it all the way through. So I still just need to cut along here. What I want to keep is the frame rail. The new floor pan actually has new torque boxes on it. So I'm going to take the Sawzall, make a whole shitload of noise, across here what I can. And I already did across the front there, and see if I can't get it out. After some pounding and some drilling and trying to find spot welds, there it is, the torque box removed. That way, like I said, I can drop the floor down in there. I would take the floor out to show you that it does have a new torque box, but I just don't feel like doing it. It didn't take too long. It took me about 25 minutes to actually get this all completely cut out. Maybe a little longer, maybe like 45 minutes. 45 minutes to cut the rest of it out, 25 minutes or so to drill that off. As you can see, why one of the frame rails need to be replaced. It's still the rust down in here. And let's go look at the torque box. Yeah, many pieces it is. So there you go. And that's all how rusted it is. Down inside. That's the skin that was on top for the floor. Actually need to save that clip. I'm not sure if the new one came with it. Yeah, that's more cutting. Yay. Alright, you can see what I did. Like, I cut the floor pan out, cut the torque boxes out, well, most of it, so I can get the last little bit out of here. And I cut just to the forward side of the lower seat pan, so I could go along and break the spot welds along and take off the pinion snubber and the seatbelt bracket, the rest of that, because the AMD came with a new set of that. It came with a new pinion snuffer bracket and seatbelt holes. All this gobbledygook here is sealant to cover up holes in the rear seat pan from when they put exhaust on it years and years ago. I think when I put the exhaust in the car, it's going to be a 5-inch pipe out of the front. Sorry, neighbors. So I can try to weld those up. We'll clean up all this gobbledygook off of here. Clean that up, weld all this stuff before I put the pan in because it's literally right here. Might as well do it instead of trying to run back and forth in the car. Alright, time to start taking this guy out. A few minutes later, that's what's left of the frame rail. Gotta love rust. And notice how at the top the passenger side was not as bad. Like I said, the whole reason why I'm trying to save the frame rails that are on there is when I go put the floor pan in, it'll hopefully it can fall into place, locate the backside there. And then up front here, I made a couple of marks from that bolt hole to where the subframe mounts, somewhere right in here. So I know how far back the pan needs to be also. Originally I was going to make like use some of the tubing that I have and make like locating points, all that stuff. And yeah, that would have worked too, but I don't know, I kind of like this. Alright. Guess I'll keep on going and keep on removing the last little bit of metal underneath here that's on the inner rocker right here. Get that focus. There we go. Get that to focus. Come all the way back to here where it meets the rear seat pan, or where I should, yeah, I guess they call it the rear seat pan, and take that out all the way up and around, and then I will flip it to do the other side because I ain't drawing over top of my head. Screw that noise. And after a bunch more of hammering, drilling, grinding, welding in little patches where some rust was in the back, and that's what the inner rocker looks like currently. Especially right where I cut it through with the Sawzall. Oops. I'll fix that a little bit more when I take the rocker off. But that's what the inner rocker looks like when it's all completely cleaned off. Alright, time to flip this up the other way and get to the passenger side and clean all that off. Alright, after many hours of cutting, grinding, drilling, cleaning, got pretty much everything out that I need to get out to start fitting the floor pan, except for right there. That new part will be in on Tuesday, I think. So a couple days I'll have that new tail board to put in there because the thing's pretty trashed. And I'm debating if I want to replace the subframe out. Got all the along the inner side here of the passenger side, inner rocker. It's more of a drilling with the spot weld cutter, hammering out, drill spot weld cutter, hammer out. Yeah, it'll work. I didn't feel like recording all that stuff so you guys get to see the aftermath. And I shit you not, that pile of stuff was just from today, and I've had multiple piles about that big of crap coming off this car from when it was blasted and all the other coating that they put in there. Alright, hopefully in a few days I can get back on this because my back is screaming. We're getting there, slowly but surely. And this is what you get for after 7 hours of cutting, grinding, and all that stuff. I think the next time, actually I think I'm going to end the video here. So that way the next time I'll be fitting the floor pan, painting all this stuff. Maybe we'll see if I want to replace that front frame out because it's pretty jacked with rust pitting. And maybe patch the inner rocker. We'll see. But at least I want to try to get the floor fit in there and see what it is, how it fits and all that crap. If I got to trim, get a spread the spark, whatever. Because it's pretty well secure. The frame rail or the inner and outer rocker acts like a frame rail. So I know this way is good. And this stuff here, it's not moving anywhere with the cross bracing and how well it's welded. And considering how strong the structure is across the top, it's pretty much one piece and it's all stamped and it gives it a bunch of strength to the steel rolling and whatnot. And then it touched the we call it the rear firewall for shits and giggles. So it's also tied in that way. So I know this hasn't moved at all. Alright, until next time, thanks for watching.